Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be trying out some makeup that I recently purchased off of Sephora's website. There have been a couple things that I've been absolutely dying to try, one of which includes the Cover FX Gripping Primer. This has been out of stock for the longest time, so as soon as I saw that it came back in stock, I knew I had to pick that up. Also, Benefit launched a new foundation. This is the Hello Happy Flawless Brightening Foundation, and they also have a Velvet Powder Foundation that I picked up. I've also been hearing so many good things about the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronze Cream, so I got that. And then just a couple other products that I've been really intrigued by. So we're going to be testing these out. We're going to do a wear test and see if anything is worth it. I'm excited and I have high hopes for all of these products, so hopefully they work for me. We will see. So let's just get right into it. I've already done my brows off camera. Today I used the Glossier Brow Flick in the shade Brown. I love this stuff. It's so good. Let's go ahead and conceal the eyelids. I am going to do the eyes first. I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I just applied that to the eyelid and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with my sponge. And I'm going to take my Glossier Wowder on a smaller brush, and I'm just going to use that to set down the concealer so that the eyelids are nice and prepped for eyeshadow. So I want to base my whole eyeshadow look around this product right here that I picked up. This is the Ciate London Marbled Metals Metallic Glitter Eyeshadow, and I got the shade Entwine. I have not opened this yet. I'm really excited to see what it looks like. Here is what the packaging looks like, and then on the inside there's a little stopper. Ooh. And here is what the eyeshadow looks like on the inside. So it's a really light, shimmery, kind of pinky champagne, it looks like. I'm really excited about this, but I want to do a couple colors first. I thought it'd be fun to dip into the Lawless The One eyeshadow palette because it's been a while since I've used this on my channel. And I have another product from Lawless that I bought that I want to try out in this video. So I thought it would be a good time to use this palette. I'm going to start by taking this shade right here called Everything. I'm just going to use this as our transition shade. So I'm going to buff it into the crease and then a little bit above toward the brow once there's less product on the brush, and then I'm just going to buff it out toward the end of the brow. I'm actually just going to take the same brush and I'm going to dip into this pretty purple called Baby. I just think it will tie in with that pinky shimmer shade, hopefully at least. I'm going to go ahead and apply this on the outer portion of the lid right here, and then I am going to drag a little bit into the crease as well. That's a really pretty pinky purple shade. I like that. All right, so a little bit about this eyeshadow. It comes in 5 different shades. It retails for $24. It says for best results, apply directly onto eyelid using your fingertips for effortless one swipe application. All right, so I'm going to take my finger. We're going to dip right into this shadow. Ooh, it feels really nice. Ooh, it seems nice and foiled too. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the eyelid, focusing it on the inner portion of the eye and then blending it out toward the center of the lid. Okay, that's really pretty. It has a really cool kind of light pink shift to it. I think I was almost hoping that it would be more glittery than this. Obviously, it's still really pretty, but it's definitely more of a foiled metallic eyeshadow than it is glitter. It's called metallic glitter eyeshadow though, so maybe that is a good name for it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this eye. All right, so that's that so far. It's pretty. I don't know if I'm floored by it. I honestly was hoping for something much more intense, but this is also like the softest color in the collection, so I did choose a more muted kind of neutral color, but it's still pretty. I definitely want to see how it looks in more dim lighting because sometimes the studio lights can wash out the glitter in the eyes, so I'll definitely see how it looks in different lighting later. I'm going back in with a little bit of the shade Baby from the Lawless palette, and I'm just making sure that this outer corner is super blended and I want a little bit more definition there. All right, we're gonna clean up some fallout under the eyes. There is a little bit from that eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and kind of clean up the edges here. Even though it's more of a soft look, I do still want a nice shape, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the edges here too. And then I'm gonna take my finger and kind of just pat down those lines so that they're not too harsh. All right, let's move on to complexion. I've been so curious to compare these two together. The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer is one of my favorites, and this is also supposed to be a gripping kind of a primer, so I want to see if they're similar or different. So here's the primer up close. It's from Cover FX, and this retails for $38. It says it's a unique jelly texture that creates a smooth glass-like finish on the skin and grips makeup for flawless application and long wear. It's supposed to be perfect for all skin types. Directions: gently pat onto clean, moisturized skin prior to makeup application. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take the seal off this one. On the Sephora website, it says to smooth it out and then use a patting motion to kind of press it in. All right, let's do this. I'm honestly not sure how much to use. So it's a clear formula. I'm just gonna use about that much to start. I'm gonna go ahead and use my fingers to smooth it out. Whoa, it's definitely thicker than the Milk Makeup Primer. So we're smoothing it out and then I'm gonna press it down like this. It's definitely really tacky, so I can see why it's called a gripping primer. When I move my face, it feels stickier than the Milk Makeup one. It didn't say to let it set for a certain amount of time. The Milk Makeup one says specifically to wait for like 60 seconds before going in with foundation. I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to do that with this one. Let's try out the new Benefit foundation. I actually picked up the mini version in this. Just because I own so many foundations, I feel like it's difficult for me to go through full-size foundations. Plus, if I really enjoy it, I can always buy the full size, but if I don't really like it, I didn't want to buy the full-size foundation if they offered a mini version. So the mini foundation retailed for $15. I picked up the shade 2, and it says that this foundation looks natural, it's lightweight and virtually undetectable on the skin. Its photochromatic pigments adapt to brighten skin in any lighting. Flower acids boost radiance and hyaluronic acid helps maintain hydration. I love hyaluronic acid, so that's really good. Apparently it has an SPF of 15, which is not that much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pump one pump on the back of my hand. Hopefully this is a good shade match, but I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of dot this on the face first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go into a foundation brush and start to buff this out. I can feel the primer underneath literally gripping onto the brush and foundation, which was probably a good thing. All right, so once I've got a layer using the brush, I'm gonna go ahead and go into my sponge and just pick up what's left on the back of my hand. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this to just smooth everything out and to add a little bit more coverage onto the skin. All right, I definitely feel like I need another pump. So I've got some on the back of my hand and I'm going back in with my sponge. And I'm just gonna add that coverage onto the cheeks. I'm also gonna make sure to blend it down the neck. All right, this foundation is looking really nice on the skin. I like the level of coverage that it gave. I did have to apply more than I thought I would to achieve this level of coverage, but I still feel like the skin looks natural. I like the finish of it. So far, I really do like this. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer underneath the eyes. I'm just gonna use the same NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I am gonna try to focus this a little bit higher underneath the eyes than what I normally do, just so we can really see how the primer and foundation adhere to the skin in this area here. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the same sponge to blend out that concealer. And I'm gonna take my Bare Minerals Bare Skin Concealer just to kind of spot conceal some of the blemishes that are still showing through the foundation. I'm just gonna blend that out with the same exact sponge. All right, everything is nice and blended. Before we use any powders, I do wanna use the Cream Contour from Huda Beauty. I've been hearing so many good things about this. Here's what the packaging looks like. I got mine in the shade Fair. Here's what it looks like on the inside. I'm really excited to try this. All right, and on the packaging of this, it's a cream to powder contour and bronzer. It has buildable application. It's water and sweat resistant with a long-lasting finish. This comes in 5 shades. It's supposed to be easy to use. You can build it up and layer as you go. It's $30. Let's just try it out. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques contour brush and I'm gonna start. Oh, was that too much? Uh-oh. Oh dear, might have been too much. Okay, let's try to blend this out. All right, I'm blending it back into the hairline. I'm blending it on the cheeks. Okay, so one thing I'm liking about it is I was a little bit nervous in the beginning, but as I buffed it out, it really is forgiving and it gives you some time to really buff it into the skin, which I really appreciate. I'm just continuing to build it up. Also gonna take it down the neck and along the jawline. And for my skin tone, so far I'm really enjoying the tone of this shade. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my sponge again and just kind of press over this just to make sure it's as blended as I can possibly make it. Okay. I think I like that. We'll definitely see how it wears, but I like the tone of it. I like the warmth that it gave my skin. So I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I don't know if it's my favorite cream contour I've ever used. I love the Milk Makeup bronzer. So I kind of have that in mind as I'm trying this out, but I do really like this so far. All right, we still have the powder foundation to test out. And I'm trying to figure out how exactly I want to use this today. I picked this up in the same shade, shade 2. This is the Benefit Hello Happy Velvet Powder Foundation. It's a dual coverage powder foundation, whatever that means. Here's the packaging. It's so cute. And here's what the inside looks like. Oh, comes with both a brush and a sponge. Here's the instructions. Choose your coverage with this buildable velvety smooth powder foundation. Lightweight and breathable, it mattifies all day yet feels creamy soft. It has shea butter extracts that create a smooth feel. It has a 12-hour wear and a natural matte finish. So if you want a lighter coverage, you use the brush that came with it. And if you want a medium or full coverage, you use the sponge. I'm going to use a little bit of a lighter powder underneath my eyes. So I'm going to go back into the Glossier powder. I'm just going to set the under eyes with the Glossier powder just to make sure that it's not too heavy underneath the eyes. And now let's set maybe the center of the face using this powder foundation. So I personally want to try out the brush. Oh, also this powder foundation retailed for $30. So I'm just going to start to like brush this on half of my face. I'm just going to do it on half so we can see if there's a difference. Ooh. I'm actually seeing a difference here. Okay, so far I'm actually really liking the brush that comes with it. It's really soft. I feel like it's applying the foundation really nicely. I'm also kind of using the edge here to clean up the contour line. Okay, I'm gonna try the sponge that comes with it as well, just kind of around my nose. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and just dip it into the powder. And I'm just gonna kind of press this right here. Okay, yes, that definitely created more of a full coverage finish, but it looks so smooth on the skin. I really like it. Wow. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side of the face. I feel like I want to use the sponge on the tip of the nose because for some reason makeup disappears off of the front of my nose so easily. So I really want to add a little more coverage to the tip of the nose here. I'm just continuing to layer this. I actually want to try this foundation on its own on another day to just see how exactly it works over top of bare skin or over just a primer instead of using a foundation underneath, because it is marketed as just like a foundation. So I really do want to see how that would look. But I'm really happy with how this looks up close and also on camera. I'm definitely going to take a little bit of the Glossier powder. And I'm just going to press that on the outer portions of the face just to kind of set that Huda Beauty product. I don't want it to be too tacky on the outer portions of my face. So I'm just taking a fluffier brush and kind of buffing that over top of the contour. Okay, really quickly, I'm going to go back into that purpley shade in the Lawless The One palette. I'm going to run this across the entire lower lash line. I'm taking a smaller pencil brush and I'm just dipping it into the Ciate eyeshadow. And then I'm going to spray that with a little bit of setting spray. I kind of want to see if that intensifies the eyeshadow at all. And also I just wanted to use a wet brush so that there wasn't too much fallout under the eye. I'm just running this across the inner portion of the lid to a little over halfway across the lower lash line. So there definitely was still a little bit of fallout even with wetting the brush, but that's all right. We're just gonna try to dust some of that away. All right, let's go into mascara. Let's just use some CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I'm gonna do 2 coats on the top and bottom lashes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this and I will see you guys in a second. All right, so mascara is on. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off any foundation that got on the lips. All right, let's go ahead and try out the last product that I picked up, which is this right here. I got it a little dirty on my desk, but it's the Lawless Lucid Skin Highlighter. I originally wasn't even gonna pick this up because I thought it would be too dark for me, but then I was on the Sephora website and I was looking through the campaign photos for this highlighter, and it seemed to look really nice on a variety of skin tones, so I wanted to try it out for myself. So this highlighter retails for $38. It says it's a velvety soft powder with a glowing radiant finish that fuses the skin to create a glossy lit from within look. That's the kind of vibe that I like. So here's the color in the pan. Obviously you can see it looks pretty dark. I'm hoping that it works for me. I really want it to. Let's go ahead and start to apply this onto the skin. I'm like nervous. Can you tell? Okay, so it's definitely a highlighter that you need to build up, which I personally actually really prefer. I'm trying to figure out if it's casting a dark shadow when I face forward. I feel like it kind of is, but it's not that obvious. It's not as obvious as some other highlighters that I own that are too dark for me. Sometimes you can like really tell. So I'm just gonna continue to build this up. I'm gonna work it in a C shape around the eyebrow and then bring it down to the front of the cheek. I'm also going to apply it to the center of the nose. And I think after applying it to the center of the nose, you can kind of see the darkness that it creates on my face. I'm also going to highlight the Cupid's bow with this. It is a really, really beautiful golden highlighter. And again, I feel like it's blending into my skin tone better than some darker highlighters that I've used. But you can still kind of tell on the nose mostly. See that? When I'm looking down, you can't tell. I'm just going to use my sponge to kind of press over that and maybe add a little bit of that Benefit foundation. Try to tone that down a little bit. If I had self-tanner on, I feel like this shade would work so well for me. Right now, I feel like it works, but it's not like perfect. I still really love when I turn my face and see that golden highlight. I think it's so beautiful. So I do really like it. I'm definitely going to pay attention to it a little bit more throughout the day as I wear it to see if in certain lightings you see the dark cast or if it looks fine. I'm going to go ahead and take some blush. This is the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Shy Pink. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to the apples of the cheeks, kind of blending back and over top of that highlighter. I love this blush, and I think it looks so pretty with the eyeshadow today. This is such a signature look of mine, I feel like. Sparkly pink eyeshadow, pink blush, monochromatic vibes, you know? I've been very into this type of look for a long time now. So for lips, I wanted to try out a new shade of the Persona lip glosses. This isn't at Sephora. This was sent to me in PR, but I love the formula of both the liquid lipsticks and the glosses from Persona Cosmetics. So I wanted to try this new one. This one is in the shade Pink. Ooh, that's so pretty. These glosses are so hydrating. They're not sticky at all. That is such a pretty lip gloss. I love that. All right, let's assess the situation. I'm going to take the contour brush. I'm not taking any extra product on it, but I am just going to try to add a little more color to the forehead with this. I'm going to add a little more blush with whatever's left on the brush. I think I like the level of highlighter. I also want to take the Lawless highlighter, and I want to use this as an inner corner highlight on the eyes. So I'm just going to build this up in the inner corner, and then also underneath the brow right here. Okay, and then really quickly, I'm just going to add some brow gel. This one's from Thrive Cosmetics. All right, so what do we think of the look? I personally really like how it turned out. The eyeshadow is actually growing on me. I think the tone of it is really beautiful and really unique. I think the complexion looks really nice right now. We're going to go ahead and do a wear test now so we can see exactly how everything wears. It is currently 4:40 p.m. So yes, it's a little bit later in the day, but I'm going to wear this as long as I possibly can. I'm going to do some check-ins and we'll see exactly how everything wears. And then at the end, I'll give you my final thoughts and I'll let you know what my favorite products are out of the things we tried today. So I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, so I just got done filming. I wanted to stand by a window and do my first check-in. This is right after filming, so the makeup is still really fresh, but I wanted to show you how it looks in natural light. I must say, I really like how this looks. I even really like how the highlighter looks, actually. I like the golden glow that it gives my skin, and I love the eyeshadow too. So everything seems to be looking really nice. The complexion looks nice and smooth as well. I'm really hoping that this wears well because the complexion looks really, really nice and fresh. So yeah, I really like my makeup right now. Let's wear it for several more hours and see what we think, but here's what it looks like in natural light, and I am very happy about it, actually. I think it looks real nice. All right, hello. We are on our way to Walmart to run some errands before we leave for the weekend. It is currently 9:20 p.m., so I've been wearing this for about 5 hours. I honestly, truly, I have grown to really love the highlighter. I was super iffy when I first applied it, but I just feel like as I've worn it, it's melted into the skin, and I really like how golden it looks. I really love how radiant the skin looks, but the nose is looking a little bit oilier than I would like. That happens a lot, especially if I don't use a setting spray and then go in with my mattifying powder like I normally do. So that's pretty expected. It's not separating too bad on the nose yet. It's getting a little weird around the nostrils, but again, that's pretty normal with every foundation. But so far, everything looks really nice. Do you like the makeup?
Yeah, I think it looks really pretty.
Thank you. The eyes are creasing a little bit. That's pretty typical too, but I have grown to actually really like the shade of this eyeshadow, so that's that. I'm going to continue to wear it for a couple more hours, and I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, so I'm back from my last check-in. It is currently 11:09 p.m., so that means that I've been wearing this for around 7 hours. Am I doing the math right? Hopefully. So I've been wearing it for quite a while. Like I said before, I actually really enjoyed how it wore through most of the day. When I do foundation reviews, I don't like to touch up the T-zone like I normally would throughout the day, just because I want to see how the foundation sits on the skin, and I like to see how it separates and things like that. So I'm not liking how shiny I am right now, but I did want to leave it so you could see exactly what's going on. So let's just talk about the products and how I feel about them after wearing them all day. The eyeshadow started to crease a little bit. It's honestly not something that I'm upset about. I do think this eyeshadow is really pretty, but it is more expensive as a single shadow, and I don't know if I would say, you know, you need this, run out and buy it. I definitely like it. I like the look that I was able to create with it, but I don't know if it's my favorite shadow ever, and since it is a little bit more expensive, it's not necessarily a need in my opinion. All right, let's talk about the Cover FX Gripping Primer. I must say, even though things are looking shiny in the T-zone, the foundation didn't move around at all, and I feel like it could be this. I'm definitely going to take this with me on my trip this weekend to see how it works with foundations that I'm more familiar with, and I will go ahead and leave some notes in the description box to let you know exactly how I feel about this. Regardless, it has a cool texture. I'm excited about it. I definitely am going to continue to use this, and I will keep you guys posted. So for the foundation, I'm kind of in the same boat as the primer here. I loved how my complexion looked though right after I filmed, and definitely for those first few hours. I want to see how this looks once I touch it up, and maybe we should touch it up with a little bit of this foundation really quick. So I'm just going to take some on a little brush, and I'm just going to lightly buff this in the areas where I'm seeing some shine. Since this is a foundation, that might add a little too much product to the skin. I normally do this with like a translucent powder, but I just wanted to see what it would do. Okay, that looks better already, but I am just gonna go over this with a little bit of the Glossier Wowder just to see exactly how things would look. I will say I feel like the powder foundation around the nose area is looking a little bit cakey and patchy. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Hopefully you can, but that's the only thing that I'm not really liking about it. But I loved how it looked on the other areas of my face, so I am gonna give these another shot. Based off of my first impressions, I feel like both these products are good. I'm not sure if they're my favorite yet. Sometimes it takes me a couple tries to get the hang of a foundation and to see exactly how to make it work. But overall, I really liked how my makeup looked today. So that's what's making me excited about these, and I wanna try them again in a different way, maybe with a different primer so I can really get a feel for what's working, because who knows, maybe the primer made this last a little longer, I'm not sure. So I will keep you guys posted on that as well. The Lawless highlighter, honestly, upon application I was not that floored, but like I said earlier, as soon as it warmed up on my complexion and as a couple hours went by, I kept catching glimpses of myself in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, my skin looks so glowy and healthy. And the more I looked at it, the more I didn't see a dark cast on the side. It really blends into my skin tone nicely. I'm very excited about this highlighter actually, and I'm gonna take this with me on my trip too because I really enjoyed it. I've been using the Honest Beauty highlighter quite a bit. That one's a little bit more of a champagne. This has more of a true gold reflect in it, which is a little bit different. So I'm really excited to play around with that a little bit more. The Huda Beauty Tantour product, it blended out really nicely. I'm still not sure if this is like incredible or if it's like my personal favorite. I just really like the Milk Makeup Bronzer so much, but this wasn't a bad product either. I'm just like not sure if I'm gonna say, oh my gosh, you need this right now. This is also something that I'm gonna continue to use and I'll keep you guys updated on, but I will say I was very impressed at how well it blended out. I really liked how buildable it was, and I also liked how it didn't dry down super fast to where you couldn't blend it out. And also I feel like it stayed on very nicely. I didn't apply any other bronzers on top of that, so everything that you're seeing is still this product right here. So I definitely do feel like it's a high quality product. I will just keep you posted on whether I'm reaching for it or not, but I wasn't disappointed in this one. Also, I wanted to update you on the lip gloss that I tried out from Persona Cosmetics. It's actually upstairs. I was reapplying it all day long. I loved the color of that. So even though that wasn't part of the Sephora haul, I wanted to let you guys know that I definitely loved it all day long, and I'm going to be reaching for that quite a bit because it was so beautiful, and I really loved how it complemented the pink eyeshadow look that I had today. It was just perfect. So I really enjoyed the lip gloss as well. That formula is beautiful. It's not sticky at all. It's super hydrating. So it's a great gloss formula, especially for summer. Out of everything we tried today, I definitely feel like I'm most excited about the Cover FX Gripping Primer. I'm super excited to keep trying that with stuff. Surprisingly, I'm thrilled about the Lawless highlighter. I honestly was not sure when I first applied it, but seeing it on my skin throughout the day, I'm so excited to continue to wear this. And then also the Persona Gloss. Those are the three things that I really enjoyed today. So if there's something that right now I would say to maybe go and get a sample of or check out, those would be the three things. All right, that's it. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I upload my videos, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. I want to know in the comments if there's anything new at Sephora that you guys have been enjoying, and also have you tried any of these products that I talked about today? How do you feel about them? I need to know, so be sure to leave a comment down below. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!